Crisis management. It's not something that we like to talk about, but it's most definitely something that we need to plan on and plan for, rather. Hi, my name is Shelley Smith, the owner of Premier Rapport, business consulting firm here in Virginia in the East Coast. What I would like to talk to you today is specifically three things. Three things around crisis management. Now, there's more to it, but these are the top three things. If you don't have a written document to plan for, you should by all means get it together. Number one, the first thing is safety. So safety of your employees and safety of maybe some customers or clients that are visiting you. So safety tip number one is if you don't have an evacuation plan that is well documented, as well as you've been practicing it to make sure that you can obviously execute it, then you need to do so. That includes maybe written out maps. That includes locations that everybody would meet. I want to take you back to simplicity. Think about your days in school when you had to practice your fire drills, or maybe your earthquake drills, or maybe your hurricane drills or tornado drills in school. Think about the things that you had to do, what you needed to say to everyone, and we're going to get to that in communication, but you had to document it. There were maps on the insides of the doors. There were places that people could go to figure out where do we evacuate and how, right? So you need to have that documented as well. Safety first, by all means. Number two, communication. Communication, you guys got to keep it simple. Communication can be as simple as a phone tree. And with today's technology, the phone trees can be online via your smartphones with instant text messages. But you need to think about this from the before. So if there is a crisis that's coming and possibly Mother Nature is rearing her ugly head, then what does the communication need to be for your employees and your customers before, during, and by all means after? Whether it's thanking people, whether it's talking about maybe delays in production, but communication. Again, so safety first. Number two is communication around it. Keep it simple. Think about who will I need to communicate with, how will I need to communicate with them, and how frequently do I need to communicate with them. And then the third thing is functionality. So usually people will think about safety and they will think about the communication behind it, but they won't think about functionality of their business. So what do I mean by that? If you're going to go without power for a couple of weeks, or maybe you have flood damage, what does that mean to your business, as well as your staff, as well as the clients that use you? So how would you get supplies to you? How would you deliver supplies? What would that communication look like? Would you need to prepare for an off-site storage? Functionality. You need to think, if I had to go a day, 2 days, 2 weeks, 30 days, and your business wasn't open the way it's open right now, then what does that functionality look like? And for all three of those, please make sure they're documented plans as well as things that you've tested out. Crisis management is not something that we want to think about, but the reality is we need to prepare for it. And the better prepared we are, the likelihood that the crisis will go a little bit more smoother and maybe not be as crisis as it could have been if we've not stopped and thought through it. Many of you may have gone through different crisis planning back before 2000, when we thought everything was going to stop on December the 31st at midnight 1999. The reality is crisis in Mother Nature can certainly happen. For those of us on the East Coast, every single year we go through hurricane preparedness. But I don't want you to just think about hurricanes. I want you to think about other things too. Again, it's often things that businesses do not prepare for. So today, the thought is crisis management. So again, those are the three tips that I hope that you learned something from. Again, safety first, communication, and then finally, functionality. My name is Shelley Smith, owner of Premier Rapport, a business consulting firm located in Virginia. If you would like to know more information about crisis management or my services, please feel free to contact me at shelley@premierrapport.com. Thank you. Until then, be well, and by all means, be safe.